How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video we're going to be going over the team selection for the upcoming Game Week 11, as well taking a little look at a review of Game Week 10 and seeing how our squad got on in that game week. As you can see on the screen, as we usually do, the dream team for the past game week largely dominated by those Leicester players after that miraculous 9-0 victory against Southampton. Other players that are notable on the screen, they're also the Chelsea boys of Pulisic and Willian, and then Tim Krul in goal with a lovely 16 points, even though he conceded a double penalty save there, got him into this dream team, and probably the highest scoring goalkeeper that I've seen in my history of playing FPL. So a little bit of a strange week, but some more predictable faces in here. Glad to see that the past couple game weeks have been absolutely differential heaven, where we've seen a lot of players that are quite lowly owned performing well. But as you can see, players like VARDY, maybe Willian not well owned, but I'm happy to have Sterling in there as my captaincy. Finally a captain in that dream team. But let's get on and see how the team got on in Game Week 10. So as you can see on screen, 62 points above the average of 49, and it saw a nice little green arrow, not that big of a green arrow, but we are now sitting at around that 39k mark. If you can remember correctly, last game week we were about the 44k mark, so about a 5k green arrow there, but green arrows are always welcome on this channel, so I'm happy to have it. 62 points, a respectable score. We've kind of seen a boost in the scores this game week from past, where the averages have been around the 30 mark, so it's nice to see the average return to about that 50 mark. And as some FPL people say, usually if you get about 50 points every game week, you're probably going to be set on a good rank come the end of the season. But let's get on to how the team overall performed. As you can see on screen there, in goal we have Ryan with a lovely 4 points again. I thought Brighton could maybe keep the clean sheet there, but unhappy with him losing the clean sheet, but very happy with those 2 save points. It might have been a save point and a bonus point, I can't really remember, but that's the thing about Ryan, is he always offers those extra points, whether it be saves or bonuses, so I'm really happy to have him. But we are looking at a little bit of a tougher run of fixtures coming up for Matt Ryan, so I'm looking at maybe transferring him out if I was to use the wild card. It feels a little bit of a betrayal to him, as he's been such a good servant of the Dayvy FPL squad, but that's just how it is sometimes in FPL. Going into the rest of the defense, Pereira with 6 points. I know 6 points is always good, but I can't help but be a little bit sad when players like Chilwell, the fullback partner of Pereira, are scoring 19 points. Absolutely ludicrous amount of points. So I almost feel that I bought the wrong fullback. I know in FPL, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but overall happy with Pereira keeping that clean sheet, and even happier that maybe getting a little bit more of a return if I was to keep Lucas Dean. He did return, I think, -1 point this game week, so it makes the Pereira transfer look a little bit better, but I am hoping that Pereira can hopefully get some more attacking returns. I mean, he was the highest scoring defender a couple game weeks ago, so looks like he's fallen a little bit down in the form wagon there, but hoping that he can rebound. Then we have Robertson, 2 points. I guess we can't really expect too much. Maybe an attacking return. They were playing Spurs, which is always a very open scoring game, so a little bit unlucky I felt to maybe concede so early on, but I do feel that Son should have scored that goal where he hit the crossbar, so we can all take that on the chin there. Robertson's 2 points was still creating a lot of chances, so I'm still very happy with owning a Liverpool fullback. Then we have Lundstrom, who unfortunately this game week did not perform like we wanted. I won't lie, I was expecting a little bit more from Lundstrom, even though he is about that 4.7 mark now. He's risen in price quite a lot, but 2 points. Overall got it wrong on the starting defender. I probably should have played Nathan Ake, but we'll talk about him a little bit later on. Then going on to the midfield, I wasn't expecting Cantwell to play. I thought that Otamendi would, but he came off the bench with a nice 1 point appearance. It was kind of a last hurrah for Norwich, in my opinion. I thought that home fixture, even though it was against Man United, they could have got some returns out there, and it's a little bit annoying how they managed to score so late on, when most of Cantwell was substituted and Pookie did not get a goal or an assist. But going on to happier pastures, Sterling returned 11 points, doubled to 22, was the right captaincy option this week. I spoke about in the last team selection video how Sterling has the high ceiling. I was a little bit worried about his starting position, but really happy to see him start, and 11 points is a nice return from the Man City midfielder. Then going on to Mount, who returned another assist, seems to be trotting along with the attacking returns, basically one return, whether an assist or a goal every game week so far. I know that he might have missed out on the previous game week, but glad to see him back in the swing of things. I think with the 4 goals that Chelsea scored, a little bit unfortunate that Mount and Abraham only contributed to 2 assists in that, but I guess it is like that sometimes with our FPL options. But hopefully in the future game weeks, they can maybe be on the end of those hat-trick points. Then moving on to Salah, scored a nice penalty, so happy to get a return from him. He was kept a little bit quiet. He did have a couple shots, but they were basically straight at the keeper. So I'm hoping for more from him. He was taken off as a precaution, and it does look like he will be fine for the upcoming game week, so I'm really happy about that one. Then we have De Bruyne with 6 points. He did have that little bit of controversy there, where they took the goal away or the assist away from Mendy as well. So we saw that De Bruyne's points went down a little bit, but overall for me it didn't affect me that much, as I did have Sterling captain, and Sterling just simply got the extra bonus point there, which was doubled. So both of them kind of covering. Unfortunate if you were De Bruyne captain, that is quite unlucky there, but especially after they confirmed it wasn't a goal so late after the game, a little bit unfortunate there, but as I said, FPL, it sometimes is like that. So I've already spoken about Abraham and Pukki. What's there to say about Pukki? He's just been a massive disappointment. Watch me transfer him out, and then he goes and scores another hat-trick like he did early on in the season. But yeah, Pukki a little bit disappointing. Otamendi on the bench with 0 points. It seems like that's a transfer out 100%. He was on the bench, which proves that Pep Guardiola does not trust him, and he would rather play a defensive midfielder instead of the Argentine. So I was unhappy that Otamendi did not start that game, as it was kind of a guaranteed clean sheet. Looks like he will be on his way out of my squad this game week. Then Nathan Ake on the bench with his 8 points, and I won't lie, I'm completely fine with having Nathan Ake on the bench. The luck that I have gotten off the bench in the past couple game weeks has been stupendous. So I'm perfectly happy with kind of getting nailed a little bit for benching the Bournemouth defender. It's nice to see that Bournemouth have got a little bit of defensive form under their belts with 2 clean sheets in the last 2. I was not expecting Nathan Ake to get a clean sheet. I thought Watford would definitely score at home. But as FPL has proven this season, we can't really predict any results. And I find it quite funny that the teams that we say have these terrible defenses are actually pulling out some clean sheets. So just one to keep your eye on. Then Greenwood, nothing much to say about him. He's probably always going to be on my bench. But let's take a look at how the squad is getting along and how it's setting up for the upcoming game week 11. So as you can see on screen there, starting in defense, we have Ryan against Norwich. Now, I know that I do have Pukki, but we'll talk about him in the transfer options later on. But I'm hoping that Ryan can get a clean sheet here. Hopefully, he returns a clean sheet, which will prove that Norwich attackers did not score, obviously. And I'll be very happy with that, as I'll take a punt on having Ryan in goal. I think that is a game that he can keep a clean sheet in, and Brighton have been a lot better at home than away. So I'm hoping that is a definite clean sheet, and maybe even some save points there. Robertson against Aston Villa. Robertson is returning some attacking threat, which is nice to see. I think it's going to be one of these game weeks in the future where he does manage to get that goal. He has been one-on-one in some situations where I thought that he could have finished better, but definitely Robertson staying in my squad, and I'm hoping, I know Aston Villa is a very tough game there. I have been quite good attacking wise, but I think that Liverpool have the defense to maybe keep a clean sheet there, and we'll take it from there. Then Otamendi against Southampton. I don't know whether he's going to start. He did start in the League Cup and managed to score a goal quite annoyingly, so it kind of puts a little bit of ponder in our mind whether to just stick with him and maybe just hope he plays. But with my bench, I don't think I can do that, so we'll also be talking about Otamendi in my transfers. Then Pereira against Crystal Palace. Very tough game, but I do think that Leicester can keep the clean sheet. They might not be scoring that many goals, but I think they have the defense, as with Liverpool, to maybe keep a clean sheet in this one. And I'm hoping that Pereira can maybe get on the end of an assist finally and repay the Pereira over Chilwell owners. Then we have Lundstrom against Burnley. Also a very tough game, kind of tough games for most of my defense here. But Lundstrom out of position, hoping that he can maybe get an attacking return. But I do think that because Sheffield United keep it so tight at the back, they could maybe hold out Burnley, especially because it is at home. So hoping for the best there from Lundstrom, but not really expecting that much. Then going on to the midfield, we have De Bruyne and Sterling against Southampton. Going to talk about them as a duo kind of because it's a common fixture, but I am captaining Sterling on this one. I think after being completely left out of the League Cup game, I think that he's guaranteed to start. Hopefully, touch wood, I have not jinxed that, but I think that Sterling is basically as guaranteed to start as Edison in this one. So definitely my captain, and I do think that Man City can win this game quite convincingly, and I do think as well that Sterling can get some nice returns. De Bruyne, also a good captaincy option, was substituted about the 60-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken, so should be good with him as well, and he's just been so consistent with his assisting threat that is definite a good captaincy option. Then we have Mount and Abraham against Watford. Should be an easy win for Chelsea, but having said that, now they're probably going to be quite a tight game, but I think that Mount and Abraham can get some good returns here. I'm hoping that they might be getting limited minutes in the League Cup tonight, and then we can kind of have them fresh on the weekend, but I do think that we should be getting some nice returns from them, and I think overall the squad's looking quite good for this game week. Then we have Salah against Aston Villa. Liverpool should be winning this game, and hopefully Salah can get the goal or even the assist. I'll take anything, but we're going to be kind of monitoring the Salah situation. As I said, he should be playing. The Liverpool management team has come out and said that it was purely precautionary that he was substituted, so he looks to be starting on the weekend, and I think he will be rested tonight in the League Cup game, so he should be nice and fresh for that one. And then we have Pukki against Brighton. Not going to talk about him too much because I'm going to go straight on to kind of my transfer options where I'm basically transferring Pukki out this game week, or should be. And then on the bench, Cantor, Ake and Greenwood. Maybe the only option to ponder is Ake, but Man United have been on quite good form. They've kind of been rejuvenated since that Liverpool result, so I think that Ake will be conceding at home. You could maybe play him because of his attacking threat, but I think that my other defenders have more chance of a clean sheet, and that's why I'm going to be playing them. But let's get on to what my mind is kind of considering for my transfer options. So as you know, we do have 2 free transfers, so looking to basically use both of them, and the players departing or should be departing is Otamendi and Pukki. So my kind of transfer thoughts this game week is Otamendi to Mendy, and then Pukki to Mapai. Sorry if I'm butchering that name as I did in the preview video, but those are kind of my options. The downgrade of Pukki allows me to upgrade Otamendi to Mendy, and Mendy should be playing on the weekend. He was rested in the League Cup game, so maybe just keep an eye out for a press conference from Pep Guardiola to maybe see if he's injured. But so far, those are the 2 transfers. These transfers might have even been confirmed now as I am recording this video on Wednesday afternoon, so Pukki is kind of said to be dropping in price tonight, so I might have to make that move tonight. I don't have to. There's quite a lot of money in the bank for me to make this move, so I could have some patience. But just stay tuned to my Twitter at Dayvy Fpl. Please follow if you're not following, as I post most of my updates over on Twitter. But otherwise, options that I am looking at are Martial and Rashford for Manchester United, mainly due to their very nice fixtures coming up, and I do think that they have, as I said, rejuvenated in form and should be getting on the end of some good results there. But as you can see, nice run of green fixtures here, and if you want to back one of Martial and Rashford, I say go for it, as they are kind of mega differentials at this stage of the FPL season. The other players, VARDY, not much to say about VARDY. He's absolutely on sensational form, and I definitely have to be bringing him in. My opinion on VARDY, as I said in the preview, is I think that Crystal Palace is a tough game, and I don't think that I'm going to be kind of ripping my team apart for this game week, but I think next game week I'll be looking at bringing VARDY in, and he should be a good option from now to the end of the season. So that's basically going to wrap up my transfer thoughts and my options for this upcoming game week. Please leave any questions down below if I don't get to them. A lovely member of our FPL community will. But otherwise, as I said, follow me on Twitter at DayvyFPL for any further updates and the confirmed team for the Game Week 11 deadline. Luckily, it's on a Saturday, so we don't really have to worry about those Friday night deadlines for this game week. But otherwise, like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new to the channel or have simply not subscribed yet. I'm going to be signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.